Hi everybody, I'm Ashley Morris, owner and lead tutor at amtutors.com, where we specialize in live, virtual, one-on-one math tutoring for middle school and high school students. And in this video, we're going to learn about adding and subtracting fractions without a common denominator. The cool part is you already know all the pieces for this. We just have to put them together. So the first thing we need to do is get a common denominator. You cannot add or subtract without a common denominator. Then we're going to add and subtract like we did in our last video. And we're going to reduce and regroup and convert to mixed numbers if needed, all that stuff like we did in our last video. Again, the cool thing is you know all these pieces, we just have to put it all together. And since we already know all the pieces, I did not make a separate section for you try. So pause when you feel like you got it and try them on your own and then hit play and watch. Alrighty, so let's jump right in. First thing, gotta get a common denominator. Ideally, it's the least common multiple of 4 and 9, but if you aren't feeling that or you're having a hard time, just multiply the 3 and the 4 by the 9, the denominator of the other side, and then multiply the 1 and the 9 by the 4, the denominator on the other side. But for this one, I know it's 36. If you can't look at that and see, again, get some scrap paper out. 4, 8, oops, helps if I, 8, 12, 16, and so on and so forth. And then do the same thing with your 9, 18, 27, so on and so forth. And you'll get to 36. Just write out all the multiples in order for 4 and for 9, and you'll get to 36. That's where they're the same. So 4 times 9 gives me 36. 3 times 9 gives me 27. 9 times 4 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4. Oh, and this one we had to multiply by the 9 and the 4. Oops. That's going to give me 31 over 36. Reduce all that jazz if you can. 5 over 12 minus 1 over 3. For this one, the common denominator is going to be 12. So 5 over 12, we don't need to change that. 3 becomes a 12 because I multiplied by 4. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract the top, leave the bottom alone. We get 12. For number 3, 15 and 12. If you want, come over to the side. 15, 30, 45, 60. What's after that? 75? And then 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. Oh, ta-da, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, so that was times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that was times 5. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the 12 times 5 and the 15 times 4, to get 60. So 3, and then that becomes a 60. Do it to the top. Multiply that by 5. Got to do it to the top. So then I'm going to start subtracting. 3 minus 2 is 1. 8 minus 25 does not work. So we're going to have to regroup on this one. Or borrow. Some people say borrow, some say regroup. I use them interchangeably. So we're going to take a whole number away and make that 3 a 2. And then we're going to have to add to that 8 over 60. So I had 8 over 60, and I'm going to add 1. But I'm not going to write it like 1. I'm going to write it as 60 over 60 so that I don't have to worry about common denominators. It's already the same. 8 plus 60 is 68. 2 and then 25 over 60. Alrighty, so now I can subtract. 2 minus 2 is 0. You could write the 0 if you want, but you don't have to. And then 68 minus 25. I don't know that off the top of my head. So I'm going to get some scrap paper out or go over to the side like in my little margins, and I'm going to do it that way. There is no shame in needing a separate sheet of paper for your scratch work. None at all. Don't do it in your head. I always make mistakes when I try to do stuff in my head, so learn from my mistakes. All right, here's a great place to pause if you're feeling good. I have 4 more. And there's a couple of adding, and then I think there's only 1 subtract. So definitely try 5 on your own. I think that's my last subtract. So 10 and 15, the common denominator for that is 30. So 15 gets multiplied by 2. The 10 gets multiplied by 3. And this is adding, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oops. 21 plus 14 is 35 over 30. Okay, so this one's going to need some reducing and some regrouping. You can do it in any order. I'm going to reduce first just so my numbers are smaller. So that's going to be 7 over 6 because they're both divisible by 5. So this is my 11. And then 7 over 6 is 1 with 1 left over. If you need to, come over here, do some long division. And then that gives me 11 and then another whole number, another 1, and 1/6 left over. All right, number 5. I'm pretty sure it's 100 for my common denominator, 4 and 25. If not, it'll reduce at the end and it'll get fixed. But I'm pretty sure it's 100. 6, and then that's 100. And then 24 times 4, that's a 4, not a 9, is 16, and then 8, 9, 96. Oh, here's another one we're going to have to borrow, so or regroup. 8 becomes a 7. We're going to add 100 over 100, so that becomes 125 over 100. That's really, really cramped. I would rather come over here where I can actually see what I'm doing. So 7 minus 6 is 1. 125 minus 96 is 29 over 100. 10 and 70, nice, that's a 70. So multiply that one by 7 and you get 63 over 70. This one doesn't change at all. I love when that happens. And you get 9 and then 69 over 70. Add the whole numbers, add the top, leave the bottom alone. And here's my last one. 4 and 6 is going to be 12. Times 3 times 2. So that 1 doesn't have anything to add to it, so it's just going to be 1. And then 9 plus 2 is 11 over 12. And we're done. Get a common denominator and then do all the stuff you already know how to do. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you ring the bell so you know when you're getting new videos. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Make sure you let me know if you need any special videos. If you're working on something in class, put it in the comments and I'll try and get you a video. There's also a link to some practice worksheets in the description. I hope you have a great day and thanks so much for hanging out with me. Bye.